为什么全球的富豪都扎堆定居新加坡？
Always remember how and where your money comes from.
这里拥有极具吸引力的税收政策、稳定透明的金融体系，以及安全、宜居又高度国际化的生活环境，让财富可以被更高效的管理和传承。也正因如此，新加坡逐渐成为全球资本与资源汇聚的核心节点。下面跟随我的视角，探寻在新加坡4季酒店出入的那些亿万富豪都在做什么职业。
Sorry, may I sit here? Oh, thank you. Actually, I'm recording my life. I want to ask people what to do for a living. Do you mind? Yeah. Okay. So,
Hello.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a graphic designer, and I own a company of design.
Design for what?
Design for beauty industry, like shape for shampoos and glass for everything about perfume, makeup, and also skincare and everything. I design products and also design like brands and things like that.
Business trip?
Yes.
Where from?
Paris. Yes.
Wow, it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, what inspires you to do this?
Wow, it's a long story, but I began in fashion first, and then I create my first agency in 1998.
It's a long.
So yeah, it's almost like 30 years. Design company for industry product.
You look very young.
Yeah, I'm 55 in fact.
55.
Yeah,
Wow. So, what sense of achievements does this job bring to you?
A lot of things. I like what I do because I like to work on beauty, and also I have 150 people, so I have a lot of people to manage. I'm happy to see that the family grow. So in 20 years, we begin at 2 people. We are 150 now. It's pretty cool.
So,
that's the achievement.
So I think your education background is so great.
I did some business school
In France?
in France. Yes.
So I want to know education, background, networking, ability, mindset, which is most important, do you think?
I think that the most important is connection and network. Of course, study is important, but after all, and at the end of the day, the most important for me is networking. Yes.
No offense, I'm just curious about it. What amount of money you ever made in a single year?
Oh, that's a question I didn't answer.
Could you give me a range?
You mean for the company? Personally,
Company.
It's from 20 to 25 million euro.
You know, my channel has a lot of young people. Could you give some advice to younger generation?
We have a company here in Singapore. We are looking for a good graphic designer too. The most important for me is to believe in what you do and love what you do.
If you can go back in time and have a conversation with your younger self, what would you tell him?
Maybe I will push myself. I love architecture, so I could study architecture more. And I think the most important is to go. If you have an idea, do it.
In your opinion, what's the meaning of life?
The meaning of life.
It's a big question.
It's a big question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got kids, so for me it's important to have a cool family, travel a lot, see a lot of different culture.
How do you balance your life and work?
That's the most difficult thing. I mean, when I started the company, it was a lot of work and a lot of time on the job.
What does your focus on?
You mean on the business?
Yeah.
The most important for us is to continue to have new clients and try to, as much as make this market moves with our design.
Do you have difficult period?
Yeah. Sometimes when you bet on things and it's longer than you imagine, it could be hard. I think I'm a bit lucky, so I don't have so many difficult periods.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Yeah. Do you mind ask you some questions?
About what?
Actually, I'm a vlogger. I go over the world and ask people how to get rich, how to be successful.
Okay.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in the media.
What kind of media?
So we have magazines, digital, and advisory.
How did you get into this job?
I was a journalist. I worked as a foreign correspondent, and then I went into magazines. I became a magazine editor, and then I started my own company.
How did you become a millionaire?
To succeed in media, you need to have a lot of friends, a lot of contacts. You need to make a lot of contacts. So the more people you meet, the better, and then you keep them happy, carry on being friends with them, and that leads to the network growing.
Wow. So how did you start this business? It's hard to start business.
I bought an existing magazine and then I grew it from there. I was already in the media, then I bought a magazine and brought some people in to help grow it from there. From London.
What do you think of the economy situation in 2026?
I think here in Southeast Asia it's better than in Europe. In Europe it's a little bit depressed at the moment and some places are doing very well, but it's not like it was in 2019. It's much more difficult for everybody.
You know, my channel has a lot of young people. Could you share some valuable insights?
So if you want to go into the media, you should get to know as many people as possible, do something that's original, and always remember how and where your money comes from.
What's the amount of money you ever made in a single year? Could you give me a range?
Not as much as you. I can't say exactly, but a decent amount, not billions.
In your opinion, what's the meaning of life?
I think a fulfilled life means that you need to have good friends, a good family, be happy in what you're doing when you're working, earn enough money to be happy. But for some people, they just want to earn money and they're not happy. So you have to understand yourself and understand what makes you happy and those around you happy. And I think you have to help others as well. You have to do things that are useful for life, for society.
So-
Not just get rich. I think education is always important.
So what's your education background?
I went to Oxford University. Good morning. How are you? You should interview Greg. Now that's someone really successful.
Okay. Hello. Do you believe that media is all about truth?
Sometimes it's about truth, and sometimes it's about building a dream for people to want to do.
A combination.
But media is not always true, no. So if you work in traditional media, you're not doing it for the money, you're doing it because it's a fulfilling thing to do. It's an interesting thing to do. So I was not after making money. The most important thing is to understand yourself and do what you want to do.
If you go back in time and have a conversation with your younger self, what would you tell him?
I would tell him that he needs to understand the importance of contacts more. The people you know are very important to you in media. So you should spend more time being nice to them, spending time with them, and so on. Because they're the ones who will help you. Don't expect other people to help you, you have to help yourself.
So this time is your highlight moment.
The path is good and solid, yeah. There's always going to be difficulties and you have to find your way out of them. Be persistent, as you are. Be persistent, don't give up. And if you fail, try again.